We're Jazz Alive. This is NPR, National Public Radio.
You're tuned to Chicagoland Public Radio at 91.5 FM, WBEZ, Chicago.
Gus Johnson, it's good to see you, and it's always good to talk to you because you're one of those guys who, every time you sit down at a drum set, it swings, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
I'm glad to be here, one thing, and, you know, especially be with the young fellas.
What do you mean with the young fellas? You're one of the young fellas. But you've been associated with Basie over the years, and there are a lot of things that have happened. Did you ever see him in Kansas City when you were growing up?
Oh, yes. I used to go and listen to him at the Reno Club.
Yeah?
And at the Cherry Blossom. And also, he was out on, he was playing at this big club out there. I can't think of the name of it. And I went out and I sit in one night and like to scared me half to death.
Sitting in that band, huh?
Sitting in that band. Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, when you sit in the band, how did it feel to sit in the Basie band in those days?
Well, I felt lost because everything I did was wrong, I thought.
Oh, not really. I'm sure of that. Yeah.
Joe Jones asked me to sit in, and play a number. So when I started playing, everybody turned around and looked back there, and I said, oh, my goodness, I know I'm doing bad.
Well, that's not the way I heard it. But what did you feel who was in the band in those days?
In Basie's band?
In that particular band.
Oh,
Joe Jones, who else?
Earle Warren was in there, Freddie Green, guitar player that played trombone.
Eddie Durham.
Eddie Durham, he was in there.
Was Buddy in the band then, Buddy Tate?
Buddy Tate, he was in the band. But when I sit in that night, not Buddy, because Buddy was with Nat Toles.
Oh, yeah? Hey, we've got Buddy on the other microphone. We're going to talk to him for a minute, too.
Sure. Yeah. He's one of my old buddies.
Right.
Well, excuse me for holding back. I'm sitting here with Jaws and Buddy Tate getting reacquainted. Buddy, we've just heard about your working with Nat Toles' band when the call came to join Basie. Is it the story that we understand is that when Herschel Evans died, Basie was looking for another Texas tenor, and he called at one point Arnett Cobb, and Arnett recommended you for the gig. Is that how it happened?
Thank you.
Well, I don't know. It could have been. I don't remember that. But I had worked with Basie's band, the first band, in his first band. So it was kind of set up for me because of Herschel's style and my style. There were other tenor players that had worked, New York tenor players, big name players, but they didn't get the gig because of the style they played. Mm-hmm. And it was just like kind of set up for me too, because as I said, I'd worked with them before and I'd been around them quite a bit. I had worked with Andy Kirk in Kansas City, and 12 Clouds of Joy, they were referring to.
Right.
How did it feel to take Lester's?
And
Mary Lou Williams?
Mary Lou, and I kind of think that's really why.
And the Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas City area was really the territory, I suppose, at the time that...
Yeah, it was like good territory bands. They would go so far. Well, Nat Toles' band, we were stationed in Omaha, but we would go to Chicago, and that was our limit as far as coming east and south. Then we'd go back south, we covered all the south, all the southern states, Louisiana and Texas and Oklahoma and all that. Well, that was our meat,
Yeah, well, I'm going to hand this off to Neil. He's going to talk about some more of the meat and maybe some of the potatoes, too. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess we're not going to get a chance to, Ben, because Dickie Wells has just headed up on stage and had to lose him there. He was on his way.
Well, I had to lose Gus Johnson, too, because he's setting up his drums, and there's a lot going on the stage because this is a major change. He's got some different things to do with the drum set to make it sound the way he wants it to swing in the Kansas City and Chicago style.
I'll tell you this, Billy, what was going on in the dressing room and which actually held us up a little bit was this incredible reunion. I mean, this is a reunion of the Basie Band alumni, and these guys, I don't know when they've seen each other last, but it's a lot of glad-handing and backslapping, and how's it going?
Yeah, we have like 5 generations of Basie members right here around us, and even the newest member, there's a young, I think 25, 26-year-old drummer who's working with Basie's current band is down here, and he's talking to Nat right now. So I mean, it's an amazing little house party down here in the musicians' room. I think
that drummer is quite a drummer. I heard him on the second night that he was with the band, and he really was kicking the band. He was nervous, and he was, really didn't feel that, like Gus Johnson a moment ago. He didn't feel it was doing the job, but boy, he was really kicking. Basie loved it.
Well,
he's
Billy,
quite a guy.
I'm standing right next to him. We've just heard it's Greg, yes?
Yeah,
Greg Fields.
Greg Fields.
Greg Fields. It's just come to our attention from Billy Taylor what a sensation you've made with Basie's band. And how does it feel to be down here in this room with all these generations of the players?
Well, it's humbling, if nothing else, because I think I'm the youngest one down here. But it's fantastic to see the years and years and years of different Basie players all here at one time. And man, this is the first time I've ever seen this happen. It's fantastic.
Are you able to feel like one of the boys?
Sure. Yeah, because you're made to feel that way. They don't keep you on the outside. And having seen Jaws, or Harry Edison, or some of the players over the years, and knowing them from being on the band, it's kind of home. It's a family. Basie's band's definitely a family, and it takes a while to get in, but when you're in, you're part of the family, and it's a nice feeling.
Well, there it's the oral tradition. Basie's arrangements traditionally came down from sideman to sideman. There's some stories about charts getting lost. And
ask him if there are any drum parts anymore.
Oh, yeah.
He can't hear me,
I'll
but
tell
you
what,
can.
Some of the music that's in this book, it looks like it's been through World War II, which it has, as a matter of fact.
Billy just asked if there are any drum parts in the Basie band at this point. Are there any drum parts?
Yes, there is drum music, because we play a lot of new music, but on those old, the things like April in Paris and 1 O'Clock Jump, I don't think they're in the book anymore, So, whoever follows me, you better know the tunes, otherwise you got a big job ahead of him, right?
Takes place in Denver, and so most of them haven't had a lot of sleep. But the Earle and Gus Johnson and Joe Newman and many of the other musicians have come in. But I see Chuck Parham, who is a Chicago musician, who is not as well known as perhaps some of the other musicians.
Say, Billy.
Yeah.
As you were talking about all the different musicians who are going to be up there together, and I was thinking about the many different generations. As Ben said, 5 generations of Basieites. Doesn't that say something about the timelessness of this music and of Basie's contribution, that all these people from different Basie eras can work together and still have that same spirit?
It sure does. One of the things that it says is that there's a continuum in jazz, and Basie epitomizes it because he takes the blues as represented by the Kansas City style and really puts it into a very interesting perspective. And he takes the ideas that the blues singers and the blues players had, and of course he was one of the original people to take Benny Moulton's ideas and all of those kinds of things and put them into a band context. But right now, things are swinging in a totally different way, and he's responsible for a lot of it.
Well, it reminds me of my hero, Mose Allison, saying, "I only know 2 songs. One is the blues, the other one isn't."
Right.
And there's so many different kinds of blues, and some of them are happy, some of them are sad. But the Southwest blues certainly is its own unique style, and the other Basie innovations, the orchestral devices, the chase choruses, and the riffs, and
in the Southwest style, they took a lot of the aspects of the jam session and really put them into the vocabulary, because to take 4s or take 4 bars apiece and to trade off with a horn and the drum, and to really do the kind of thing that made a musician be creative every time he stepped on the bandstand is one of the things that makes the music different from anything. I see the musicians coming on the stage now, Buddy Tate and Joe Newman and several others, and it looks like we're just about to get started here. Joe Williams is going to be coming on in a moment to tell everybody what's going on. But you were about to ask a question, Ben, I believe, or tell me something about the Southwest style?
Well, what I was going to really just suggest is that I think in a way it was kind of revolutionary to have the refinement of this relaxed style of playing, so that even though maybe the Eastern players at the time were better technically, they really couldn't swing as hard, and they didn't have that rhythm thing that the Southwest man had, and the elevation of the rhythm in jazz in a way laid the foundation for bebop and everything that's come after.
It surely did. Charlie Parker and everybody came out of that tradition.
That rhythm thing, that feeling, which is the blues, man. And
well, speaking of the blues, one of the great blues singers we heard from a moment ago is coming back to the microphone, and he's going to tell us what's going on. Here is Joe Williams.
Welcome All right. Welcome to the 3rd annual Chicago Jazz Festival. I said Jazz Festival. Now, the original Basie Band was derived from Benny Moten's Kansas City-based orchestra during the mid-30s. And tonight, several alumni of this band have been assembled for a rare performance. The group includes Earle Warren, alto sax. Dickie Wells, trombone. Buddy Tate, tenor sax. Gus Johnson on drums. And joining them are Joe Newman on trumpet. In Chicago, instruct Parham on bass, and Joe Johnson on piano. Here's Earle Warren and the Basie Alumni Band. Let's hear it, everybody.
That was Moten Swing, the first theme song of the original Count Basie Band. We wanted you to know that. Moten Swing. Now I'm going to give you our first three numbers. The first number will be Broadway. The second number, Jive at 5. And the third number, Jumpin' at the Woodside. Thank you. Oh, you're beautiful. We want to bring to you now the gentleman to my left in his sharp guitar. He's got a message to bring to you that will be a lifeline for you if you listen attentively. Mr. Dickie Wells doing Look Down, That Lonesome Road.
Look down that lonesome road before you travel on. Look up, look way up, look up and meet your maker before Gabriel blows his horn. I'm tired of toting such a heavy load, traveling down that lonesome road. Look down that lonesome road before you travel on. Look down that lonesome road before you carry on.
One more nice round of applause for Mr. Dickie Wells. Thank you. At this time, we bring to you another alumni of the great Count Basie Band back when I was just a child. Well, that's what I felt like. It was something else. You should have lived my life. Just beautiful. We're going to bring to the front now one of the great tenor players of the nation, appearing in many jazz stations all over the world, Mr. Buddy Tate, to give you Everything Happens to Me. Here comes one of the great tunes written by the great Eddie Durham and your genial host this evening, Mr. Count Basie. Swingin' the Blues. Joe Newman. Cupid doll. Yes, I'm going back home. Gotta find my Cupid doll. These women in Chicago won't give me no loving at all. I miss my baby bad. Yes, I miss my honey, miss my baby bad. She gave me plenty loving, the best I've ever had. I love my baby better than I do myself. Lord knows I love my honey better than I do myself. That's why I put my darling way up on the shelf. My friends say I'm a fool. They say she's using me. Yes, my friends call me a fool. They say she's using me. Well, if using is what she's doing, Lord, don't let her set me free. Use me, baby. Use me till you fill your cup. Lord, Lord, use me, baby. Use me till you fill your cup. Yes, God, love me, mama. Love me till you love me all up. Take me, baby. Push me in your waterbed. Take me, mama. Float me in your waterbed. Don't throw me no lifesaver, baby. Float me till I'm almost dead. I'm going back home. Gotta find my Cupid doll. Yes, I'm going back home. I gotta find my Cupid doll. Well, these women in Chicago ain't giving up nothing at all. I said bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, baby, bye. Yeah, bye-bye, baby. I gotta find my Cupid doll. Yeah, bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, babies, bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. At this time, I know when you hear the piano play that particular song, you know it brings back many fond memories of good jazz. And you can bet your life we're reminiscent of the fellows that we work with that have all gone before us. Guys like Walter Page on the bass, like Prez, Lester Young on the tenor, Herschel Evans, Jack Washington, and so many that we can call. And it's always within our minds when we play the 1 o'clock jump. Dickie Wells, Joe Newman, Buddy Tate, Joe Johnson on the piano, Chuck Parham on the bass, the great Gus Johnson on the drums. And yours truly, Earle Warren, we bid you a most fond good evening. Stay well. God love you all. Thank you so much.
Earle Warren really doing a beautiful tribute to some of the musicians that were in the original band that he knew and worked with, and that's a very nice thing. And there is a spirit of camaraderie of all of the generations of Basieites. The people who relate to Joe Jones, the people who relate to Sonny Payne, the people who relate to just all of the people in between. The kind of thing that the musicians feel for one another has been very much in evidence downstairs and backstage, with everyone coming back to say hello to the chief, Count Basie. And he's here and he's relaxed and getting ready to go on very shortly.